Omarion Miller had his breakout performance against USC this past weekend, and then he got a very special FaceTime call by everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Snoop, not Uncle Shannon. I know some of y'all love Shannon Sharp. Let's talk about it after the bumper. Stay tuned. What's going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsYJr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and notification bell because we upload all the time. Let me get right to it. Coach Prime had a special message he delivered at one of his more recent press conferences about who gave Omarion Miller some extra love. Let's take a listen.
And some with me to get him on the phone to FaceTime. Wanted to talk to him and wanted to let him know that he has a tremendous gift. And I don't know what the conversation was, but I know I just handed him the phone. I said, somebody wants to talk to you. He looked at the phone like, oh my God. Yeah, it was Snoop. Snoop wanted to talk to Amari. He wanted to challenge him. And I challenged him about it's one thing when they don't expect nothing. Now all of you expect something. So
That's a fact.
On his butt, on his back, with your hands around his throat. Like, come on, we want to see what we saw against USC. So to prepare with the expectation is tremendous. That was our word of the day, expectation. We defined that, we talked through it, and I made a point that it's not the expectation that others have of you. It's the expectation that you have of yourself that should matter the most. Friend that called.
See, this is the type of stuff that you get with Deion Sanders and why he's transcending college football. See, pretty much no other coach can make that happen. Maybe Lincoln Riley, because Snoop loves him some USC, but most other coaches, they're not going to go out there, lose a game, but have a breakout performance from a freshman, and that freshman gets a call from a superstar. That freshman gets a FaceTime call from a real life celebrity, that A-list real life celebrity, and the guy like Snoop Dogg that's on every commercial that does everything that hell performed at the Super Bowl just a couple of years ago. That is not the case for everyone. That's the case when you play for Deion Sanders. That's the case when you play for Colorado at this time. That's the case when your head coach is a celebrity, when your head coach is an A-lister, was an A-lister way before he ever put on the coaching headset. And that's the luxury you get. That is the recruiting advantage that Deion Sanders has. That's a memory. Omarion Miller could go on to be an all-pro, to be a Super Bowl champion, to be the best football player ever, right? I don't know if that's going to happen, but the opportunity is there. He showed that he has great ability. He can do some things. The thing is, though, even if he goes on to accomplish all of those things in this great game of football, one thing he will always remember is the day that he went out for almost 200 yards as a true freshman after not playing at all in the fifth game of the season, and then that following day at practice or whatever, gets a call into the office by his head coach because Snoop Dogg wants to talk to him, because Snoop Dogg wants to challenge him, because Snoop Dogg saw what he did to his favorite team. His favorite team's USC. Saw what he did to his favorite team and wanted to show him some love. That's awesome, man. And we talked about Omarion Miller and how important, how critical he can be to Colorado the rest of the season. We understand that Colorado has other weapons. We understand that Xavier Weaver, Jimmy Horn, Travis, when he comes back, all of those guys can play. But getting a guy like an Omarion Miller to add to the repertoire of a player like Shedeur Sanders, because all those guys were available. Besides Travis, all those guys were available. They weren't getting the job done against USC. You insert this freshman, and now he's out there making plays. He's out there making those USC DBs look silly. He's out there really showing why he was a top-ranked recruit in the country and showing why he was a four-star type of guy. Now you can continue to take this offense to the next level, especially if you're able to establish that running game. You have an all-American type player in Shedeur Sanders at the QB position. He's special. He is just special. And it makes his job a lot easier when you have guys stepping up like an Omarion Miller. But that's gotta be something that young man will never forget. That's gotta be something that he'll be able to tell it, even if he goes on to accomplish nothing else in football or becomes the greatest football player ever. The day after he set a Colorado freshman receiving record against USC, a top 10 team in the country, in front of 7.5 million people. The number came out. It was the most watched college football game on Saturday, and it was a 9 a.m. West Coast time kickoff, a 10 a.m. Mountain time kickoff, a big noon kickoff. Those games aren't supposed to do big numbers. Noon isn't supposed to do big numbers, especially on the West Coast, especially in Boulder, Colorado, when it's 10 a.m. And now Omarion Miller became the star of the show. Shedeur Sanders even went toe-to-toe with the Heisman Trophy winner, Caleb Williams. And Omarion Miller and Cormani McClain, don't want to leave him out, introduced themselves as true freshmen to the world in front of 7.5 million people. That's awesome. And you get phone calls and FaceTimes from Snoop Dogg when you're able to do that. Oh, and when your head coach is Deion Sanders. That's a recruiting advantage just no one else in the country has. And that is why Deion, Coach Prime, will be a force to be reckoned with as long as he's a college football head coach. And why I don't see him leaving at any moment for the NFL, because that in the NFL, that's cool in the NFL, but it's life-changing in college. Getting a call from Snoop as a pro in the NFL is cool, but getting a FaceTime from Snoop as a true freshman in college after just showing out in front of over 7 million people, that's life-changing. That's life-changing. And shout out to Omarion Miller. You deserve it, man. 196 yards, a touchdown, and your first real action of college football. Welcome to college football. Your welcome to college football moment is you going off for almost 200 receiving yards against a top 10 team. That's awesome, man. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Omarion Miller gets a special FaceTime from none other than the Snoop D-O-double-G. My name is JeffLightsYJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYJr, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload all the time. Thank you guys for tuning in. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. That is on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.